More lumens means more heat, and more heat means bright mode, less. So Imalent invented a way to cool down flashlight and increase runtime in bright and hot higher modes. So they created a flashlight which has outer plastic case with built-in fans. Let's take a look how these fans will handle the amazing brightness of 34,000 lumens. Let's go. As usually with Imalent, the package is really good, gift potential is at the highest possible level. Kit includes the flashlight itself, 4000 mAh 21700 batteries, a holster, a pair of O-rings, a manual, pair of charging cable. Unfortunately, there is no lanyard, and as this flashlight is quite heavy and the outer case is plastic, just to make sure that the flashlight will not slip off your hands and the outer plastic case doesn't crack when flashlight hits the ground. The flashlight is not compact, but in reality it is a little bit larger than the usual and well-known can size format, just mostly due to the plastic case. Flashlight is not really impressive if you take this plastic case off, but if you put it on, flashlight gets unbelievably cool and futuristic appearance. I hope you agree with this. Flashlight is not compact, but it fits in the hand without inconvenience. It has a good tenacious knurling, but the plastic body gives a much more secure grip. However, let me remind you that the flashlight is not lightweight. The outer case is plastic, so you must attach lanyard. There is contact for charging the battery of built-in fans and a button to run them at the tail of the flashlight. But the button is very sensitive. So if you just tail stand the flashlight on something soft like on a mouse pad, fans will turn on. As well as if you carry a flashlight in your backpack, fans will turn on. There is no fan button lock, so there's a real chance that you'll just run out of fan's battery by the time you need to get your flashlight out and turn flashlight on. That's a drawback. You have to unscrew this screw to take the plastic body off. There are 3 thick springs at the tail side and a contact ring at the head as usually. If you don't use plastic case, there is simply no way to find button. I don't know why Imalent keep on making button that flat and damn inconvenient. When plastic case is on, you can feel pair of recesses, one for the button and one for the charging connector, and you still don't know where which is, but you just press both of them simultaneously and finally you just turn the light on. Imalent should reconsider their approach to buttons, because with button that flat you simply cannot locate it. There's simply no chances to blind find button, and 10 watts of charging power is really not that lot. It takes the whole night to charge the battery. The honeycomb of 8 Criex HP70.2 LEDs at the bottom of small smooth reflectors is responsible for the light. That's well-known constructive decision. Okay, I really like the design of the flashlight, it's damn impressive, and I really don't like both buttons. One is super sensitive and one is super flat, you just cannot locate it. What about user interface? It is good. You've got access to turbo, to lowest mode, there is a lock mode. User interface is good, that's all you have to know. Runtime is far away from what promised, and there is no stabilization. Anyway, it is a really bright flashlight, and I'm happy to see that fans they work really good in all the modes besides turbo, because turbo is super bright. They just simply cannot affect this mode. This mode is so bright, so hot, that it would require a hurricane, the icy hurricane, to cool down flashlight in turbo mode of 34,000 lumens, just to make it last longer than it really lasts according to my measurements. By the way, about the difference between real runtime and promised runtime. There is a medium mode which has also different runtime from promised, but this time difference is on the side of the user, who gets much more than 2 hours and 18 minutes. The brightness will not be stabilized as any other modes, but it will take almost 5 hours to reach the level of 1000 lumens, and that's a very long runtime, taking into account that medium mode 1600 lumens is quite really a bright mode, this mode gives you an excellent light for almost the whole night. As for the light itself, you get a good, comfortable, near mid-range light. The stock of colossal, breathtaking brightness will allow you, if necessary, to break through a couple of hundred meters, illuminating a huge area in width as well. It looks like you can light up an entire football field. It is possible to reach some longer distances, but brightness will not be that good after like 200 meters. In general, aforementioned medium ADIN mode with its 1600 lumens is really good walk-around mode. It will allow you to illuminate the road very well in front of you and just to look both far and wide. Let me remind you that the flashlight will work at this brightness for a long time. Medium mode with 5000 lumens will allow you to inspect the surrounding bushes and hills, and it lasts for an hour and a half. Brightness in this mode slowly descends, but it anyway lasts for an hour and a half, and that's quite sufficient for an evening walk. Also really good combination of brightness and runtime. And my overall impression is such. The main concept of Imalent is more brightness in less size. The consequence of this approach is the inevitable overheating, which reduces all the bright turbo to the usual unpractical flash. Since the manufacturer is unable to give up the race for lumens, Imalent decided to use a fan to combat overheating. All such flashlights that I've seen had a fan built into the handle. Immediately, Imalent came up with something fundamentally new. The plastic cover of this shell with two built-in fans is actually quite good, with the effect visible on the runtime chart. These fans cool the flashlight, and now Imalent MS08 sustains the higher brightness more efficiently and simply lets you hold the flashlight, which is already damn hot under this plastic shell. So in this regard, Imalent MS08 turned out quite well. It doesn't have a decorative turbo mode, it's far away from being just blitz. Even 15 seconds from hot start is actually a lot for such a colossal brightness. And the way more stable high mode is even more impressive for its long runtime. This is a rare case when Imalent promises great brightness, and this brightness can actually be useful, not sort of just blitz. The question is, will this use be convenient? The flashlight has a fairly large body which will fit not every hand. And if you use MS08 without a lanyard, then sooner or later the flashlight will drop. You must attach a lanyard. Luckily, all these slots in plastic shell just make it really easier to attach the lanyard. That's not a problem. So Imalent MS8 is a flashlight that you can use at higher modes, but you have to be careful holding it.